Hello and welcome to Changing the Channel, a show about my experience as a channel of higher dimensional information, as well as a place where I show you possibly where you can change the channel on your reality, on your life. It's my belief that we experience reality through different lenses, through different beliefs, and through different programming, which tune us into our current channel. And at any time you are able to change that channel by changing the beliefs, the lenses, and the experiences that define what you call reality. Today, I want to talk a little bit about self-identity. Now, this is something that I believed was set in stone. I spent most of my teens and 20s believing that my self-identity, who I believed that I was basically set at birth. It was defined by my DNA. It was defined by the genes that exist inside me, and that was basically going to be it. And it wasn't until I read a book called Atomic Habits, which kind of opened up my perspective to what self-identity was. And in that book, he talks about the levels of changing and changing your habits. And at the very highest, and this is, in a whole bunch of different books, but at the very highest, it's changing your habits based on your identity, believing that you are not a smoker or you are somebody that goes to the gym. And that was the first time that I realized that self-identity was malleable, was changeable, was able to be affected by who I believed I was and at what level I was understanding myself. So that was kind of that was an introduction into the ability to change. And then as I went on my spiritual journey, I started to kind of realize that the self-identity that you start to become aware of is that part of you, the aspects of yourself that exist outside of this physical reality, outside of your five senses. You can't taste, touch, smell, hear, or feel these aspects of yourself, but you know that they are there. There's a gnosis that those aspects of yourself exist. And I think that's a huge part of the spiritual journey, is incorporating the aspects of the self that exists outside of your reality. So again, this is the soul, this is the oversoul. These are different angelic beings that have fractalized a piece of their consciousness so that you can exist in this physical world. And again, it's a journey. I've been on this spiritual journey for 3 years now, and I still, even yesterday, I was in self-doubt of who I was. I was operating from little C consciousness, from the little Joe Garner human being type consciousness that if I was going to be successful, if I was going to be something, that I physically had to do all the work, and I had to do it all in the physical reality. I couldn't use the parts of me that were outside of the physical reality to draw in the experiences and the goals and destinations that I wanted to get to. So again, I go through these waves, and I think it's always a part of the journey, is that you kind of experience this, you experience reality through the small you self-identity, and then other times you know that you are part of the universe, that you are a small fraction of the totality of the consciousness of the universe. And that's important to be aware of. Where are you operating out of each moment of your day? What is your self-identity? And before you make huge decisions, make sure that you are operating at the highest level of self-identity that you are capable of. Don't make rash decisions when you think you are just the human being in this physical existence, and that your purpose is to live and then die and procreate. Make decisions based on higher levels of self-identity, and those decisions most likely will turn out much better for you. So take a little bit of time today. Feel where you are. What what is your self-identity? Are you identifying just as a physical human having a human experience? Are you self-identifying as a spiritual being having a human experience? Do you identify as an angel, as a seraphim, cherubim? How high do you go? Or are you experiencing this reality from the identity that you are the universe experiencing itself? And that's the most potent place to be. So just take a minute to think about that and feel into it, and be conscious of which self-identity you're tuned into throughout your days and weeks coming up. And you will experience I think you will experience a better understanding of why you feel certain feelings, especially if you're operating at these lower self-identities. And again, lower only meaning that it's at a lower vibration. You are not vibrating at the level of the higher beings, the higher parts or aspects of yourself. Because again, it's all yourself. It goes from the molecules and atoms that make you up all the way up to the totality of the universe. And you're this spectrum. You're basically the bridge between the physical and the spiritual, the non-physical. So just keep in mind where you're at. And again, if you don't like the self-identity, it is malleable and you can change it at any time. So thanks again for joining me on this journey. Really appreciate it. If you have any comments, if you have any friends that you think might enjoy this video, please send them along, subscribe to the channel, and I really appreciate everybody following me along on this beautiful journey. And I hope you guys all have a great day. Thank you. Ooh.